Good day internet people, welcome to our first ever top 7 cards video. Today we'll be looking at my top 7 Dual Knight units. I'm Phil, and this is Draw the Trigger.
Number 7. Heat-Wind Dual Knight Cymbeline.
Cymbeline is one of the most recent Dual Knight cards, appearing in GBTO2. Its on-call skill allows you to rest it if you have 3 or more other Dual Knight rearguards in order to give 1 unit plus 10,000 power. You can use this in the early game to create a column with huge power. This skill is fantastic when used with Miranda or Shelley to make a unit that hits for 21,000 or even higher without a boost. You can really put the pressure on with this skill. Of course, the biggest downside with this ability, and indeed many other Dual Knights, is the reliance on having 3 other Dual Knight rearguards already on the field before the skill can be used.
Number 6. Pure Wind Dual Knight Cymbelinus.
The one other Dual Knight card from GBTO2, Cymbelinus is a defense card through and through. With its Soul Blast of 1 when it intercepts, and given the usual 3 other rearguard condition is fulfilled, he can intercept for the princely value of 15,000. It's a fantastic card to have on the field when your opponent is swinging with a Maelstrom or Silent Tom style effect, which limits what you can call from the hand. Your opponent will likely try to pick this unit off with his rearguards. You'll need to think carefully about how you intend to guard. If you're unlikely to be able to guard the Vanguard attack from hand, it makes sense to drop shield to protect Cymbelinus. For Dual Knight players who find themselves struggling to guard, try this guy out, see how you get on.
Number 5. Prevail Dual Knight Yvain.
The only Dual Knight specific Legion card, Yvain is basically an upgraded version of Salome. When he's in Legion, and you have 6 or more Dual Knights on the field, that's basically 4 Dual Knight rearguards and the 2 on the Vanguard circle, he gains plus 5,000 power and an extra critical. Plus when he attacks a Vanguard he gains a further plus 2,000 power. So in an optimal position you could be swinging for 27,000 with 2 critical before you even take your boost into consideration. This can certainly hold its own against stride cards. His biggest downfall, again, is the reliance on so many Dual Knight rearguards and his lack of superior calling. If you're against a Link Joker player, you can find yourself in a no skills position even with only 2 of your units locked. On these turns, striding can keep you in the game.
Number 4. Banding Dual Knight Miranda.
Miranda is my choice of grade 2 over Shelley. The main reason being that Miranda swings for 11k by merely having an Ashley Vanguard. If you're running a pure Ashley deck, this is the perfect backup card. Unlike Shelley, she doesn't require 3 other Dual Knight rearguards in order to gain her power, and she's got an on-hit effect of giving another unit plus 3,000 power, which is a great pressure point that can make your opponent sweat. If you're running an Ashley deck, you're probably running this card.
Number 3. Pure Heart Dual Knight Ashley.
Now we get to the cards that really started the Dual Knight craze, Pure Heart Dual Knight Ashley. She's a Break Ride, first released way back with BT10. Her Break Ride skill is simple but effective. The unit that rides her gains plus 10,000 power and a critical. This makes her flexible enough to put into a wide range of decks. With the addition of Dual Knight Saberme, the limit break enabler from BT16, you can guard early and Break Ride well before you hit 4 damage. She's not the most broken Break Ride you'll ever use, but the extra critical guarantee means your opponent will not want to risk taking this attack.
Number 2. Dual Knight Swordme.
Notoriously difficult to get a hold of unless you have deep pockets, Dual Knight Swordme is probably the key card to most powerful Dual Knights, and indeed Royal Paladin in general decks. With his incredibly cheap on-call skill, you can superior call a grade 1 Dual Knight to the field for a single counterblast. This works however Swordme is called, so if you already have a full field and you're using Gablade from the Royal Paladin G trial deck, you can superior call a Swordme on hit and gain another full column to attack with. Plus, the skill doesn't require Generation Break 1 or a Legion Vanguard, and therefore it works extremely early in the game. Use a Swordme to fill your field before your opponent has a chance to really know what's going on. If I had to point out a drawback with Swordme, it would be that his skill is rearguard only, unlike Sybil, whose skill works upon the Vanguard circle too. Of course, with his 9,000 base power and half the cost of Sybil's skill, Swordme is undoubtedly the better card. It's well worth going out of your way to add this unit to your deck, if you can find it.
Number 1. Broken Heart Dual Knight Ashley Reverse.
Reverse units are somewhat outdated in the current format of Striding and Legion, However, I still have a place in my broken heart for Ashley Reverse. Firstly, her cross-ride power, when ridden onto Pure Heart Jewel Knight Ashley, gives her a base power of 13,000 even on the defense. All of a sudden, those 16k columns your opponent throws at you can be guarded with a draw trigger. Nice. And, if you have to ride the reverse first, you can always try running a Dream Painter as a tech choice to add Pure Heart into the soul later in the game. Ashley's key skill is to counterblast one and lock one of your own units. This lets you pick off one of your opponent's troublesome units in the front row and superior call any Jewel Knight from your deck. So if your field is a bit sparse, you can call a Sword Me. If you anticipate a strong attack from your opponent in the following turn, you can call Kimblinus for the intercept skill. Jewel Knights are a toolbox clan, and it's cards like Ashley Reverse which let you pick and choose what tool you need going forward. With clever play and good use of stride, you can't go wrong with her. We hope you enjoyed this top 7 video. Leave a comment below if you'd like to see more videos like this, and if you have any favourite Jewel Knights which I didn't mention, how about telling us in the comments? Thanks for watching, guys.